Now let's get into redirecting client feedback. Sometimes you're on a call or in a client's email chain and the client might get off track. They could start focusing on other aspects of the project or details that don't really matter right now. Your goal? Bring them back in. You have to rein them back in.
And we see this a lot with website jobs. When we're looking at a wireframe, wireframes don't look good.
Right.
You know, they're not fancy designed things. They're meant to convey a single idea, and that's the way that we're structuring information.
Right.
And a lot of times the clients will look at it and say, guys, this looks horrible. It's like,
Right.
what? Yes, it does.
Right.
On purpose.
It's on
and
purpose.
This is why.
Exactly. That's why in earlier modules we talked about how to post, what you did, what's next, so that you can keep them aligned. But even so, you do that and you're very thorough about where you're at in the stage of the project, it's very easy for somebody to get distracted and derailed a bit.
Right.
So here's some examples of some scripts that you can use if you need to get the client back and focused on the goal. I'm afraid we might be getting off track. I want to make sure we get what we need out of this call. Can we try and focus on X, Y, and Z? Right? Just kind of bring them back and just say, let's focus on this because we're running out of time. We don't, things have to move and I need to make sure we're focusing on what's important for this call. So that's one example. Here's another example of something you could use. Well, it sounds like you have a lot to contribute to A, B, and C. I'd like to table that for now because we really should be focusing on X, Y, and Z. How does that sound?
That's great.
Right?
Yeah, and we see this all the time, again, with website jobs. We'll post a design that has filler copy, and then maybe we'll start talking about headlines and body copy and what content should go where, and all of a sudden it's like, well, guys, let's focus on the design.
Right.
And this is a great script to kind of redirect that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is just a place to start. You can modify this for whatever sounds natural for you, but hopefully this will help if you guys are just starting from scratch. So I think the key things here are to acknowledge what the requests are, or acknowledge that they do want to move, or they might be focusing on something that's irrelevant. Then you have to redirect them and focus them on what's important right now.